Okay, hi guys, welcome back to another review, and right now we have the Dunu Zen. A little bit about Dunu. Dunu are one of the original OG Chi-Fi manufacturers. They're still not well known, they're still not a main brand in the West, but I put Dunu stuff up there with any of the big companies. They have been around for a long time, Dunu top sound, and they consistently bring some of the best earphones to market in their respective price points. They have amazing accessories, they have outstanding build quality, they have a tuning department that whoever is tuning the Dunu headphones seems to hit it right on the money for me. Slightly lush, slightly warm, enhanced bass, push forward mids, and a smooth fatigue-free treble. And usually quite a big soundstage as well. So I'm a huge Dunu fan, going right back to 2001, even like the 3001 I think, which is out now, or the 2000s, which were even older. Always been impressed, but there's been one thing that's always held Dunu headphones back, and that is the aesthetic design of them. In this hobby, a lot of people, they put a large amount of value on the presentation of the earphones themselves. So like you can see, this is the Campfire Audio Solaris Original. It's a very striking design. It's a very beautiful earphone. Even something like the Mezi Rise here. It's a beautiful looking piece of equipment. Dunu was always very industrial looking, and I think because of people's perceptions of it's industrial, it's not like fancy looking, it doesn't have that fine jewellery look. I think people often overlooked the brand, which on a pure sound and price ratio was always outstanding. The other thing about Dunu is that they are constantly innovating. They're in fact now one of the most innovative companies in the marketplace. And that was shown when they released the Dunu Hulk cable with its interchangeable terminations. So, excuse me about that. So they had that innovation, they've had a few other ones. They were one of the first ones to really nail dual dynamic drivers. And now they have this, which is the Zen, and it comes with this thing called an Eclipse diaphragm, and it basically enhances the flat part of the diaphragm. So if you're getting a 14mm driver, you're going to have a larger surface area, theoretically going to provide you with better sound. So the Zen is a dynamic driver unit, and it comes with the usual accessories and stuff, which is all really impressive on Dunu's headphones. Dunu are well known for their accessories, so I put everything back in the box so that we could take it out and have a look at it while I talk about this earphone. I believe it retails for about $700, and Dunu are calling it its flagship. So if they're calling it their flagship, and this is one of the best companies for sound on the market, and they're saying their flagship is $700, that's something that you should be taking notice of. So, simple box, just says Zen, a couple of circles on the outside, which I'm sure is an indicator to this Eclipse driver that they have. It has a familiar high quality Dunu cardboard presentation box, and if we open it up, there's something to be said for presentation. Like when I'm buying something this expensive, I want to be wowed. I want an experience in unboxing. Yes, it's going to go into a cupboard. No, it doesn't add any value to it, but it's nice to get that special feeling. So you get this translucent designed by Dunu. I think I put it in back to front when I was reboxing it, but designed by Dunu. And then this beautiful presentation of the earphones themselves. We'll bring the earphones out in a second, but first we'll take a look at the accessories. So you have the cable. This is a special cable. So Dunu pioneered this interchangeable jack adapter system with the Hulk cable that we have in the background here. Basically what it means, if you're using multiple sources like I am here, this one has a 3.5mm jack and a 4.4 balanced. This one has 2.5 and 3.5. This one has, I think, all three. So if you're somebody like me that moves sources around a lot, this can be very advantageous, where you're just changing the connector instead of changing you're changing the termination instead of changing the connectors, which every time you do this, you're introducing a risk of damage to the actual earphones. So I like that you can change this. It's not terribly important for somebody who has, say, just this, and you're going to use it with a 4.4 balanced. Then you can get away with just having a balanced cable, aftermarket cable, and use it. But this is super innovative, and on its own, it's just an incredible quality cable. It is an octo braid into a quad braid, with fantastic memory over the top of it, into an MMCX gold plated connector. You have a metal slide, and you have a metal splitter. I don't use the slide, so that's why it's still in the plastic. And then you have the metal termination here, which I'm going to show you how this system works. So we'll come back to the earphones in a second, and in fact we'll come back to the cable in just a second. We'll get all the other accessories out of the way. So you get the ear tips, fantastic selection of ear tips with these earphones. You have this harder silicone, softer silicone, and it's in this nice little soft touch carry case. And in here you have even more accessories, and this is where things get a little bit weird. The case is extremely familiar. This, for all intents and purposes, is a Campfire audio case, and you're going to see something else, which is this little thing here. This is a Dunu case where you put the individual earphones in so that they don't bash together while they're in the case. But I've seen this somewhere before, and this is a Campfire audio version of it. So Dunu have obviously taken some inspiration or are purchasing parts from a similar factory. Anyway, it's a good quality case, but I'm kind of disappointed because Dunu are really good with their cases and their accessories, and they usually sort of wow you with things that you haven't seen before. On older earphones, they used to send out Pelican cases or Otterbox cases. So, set of foam tips, another set of white silicone tips, various sizes in all of these. You have a 1/4" jack, you have a cleaning tool and a shirt clip. I never use any of those ones, so there's no point in me taking it out. And you have a airline adapter, which is kind of pretty useless in the current state of the world, but there you go, that's the accessories. We'll go back to the cable now. So I found the cable to be really, really good in use. It has low tangle, it has nice flow to it. It doesn't transfer any microphonics, which you would expect with the over-ear design, and it just feels and looks like a real premium cable. It's not as thick as something like this Dunu's New Blue cable, the Frosian, terrible name, or the Dunu Hulk is substantially more heavyweight. It's got a far thicker gauge on it, but this is a real premium cable. And again, the one that I always like to bring out to illustrate this point is the terrible Campfire audio cable, which comes with their premium earphones, and there's no comparison there. So I mean, this comes on the Solaris 2020, which is double the price of this, and this has a beautiful cable. So how the connector system works, you can see here there's a number of different connectors. With this one, you only get 3 connectors, unlike the Hulk, which comes with 4. The Hulk also comes with a 1/4" jack as well, a stereo jack. But this one comes with 2.5mm balance, 4.4mm balance, and standard 3.5mm headphone jack. Basically what you do is there's a little line there that lines up on here, and you just spin it until it lines up, and you just push it on, and it clips on, and you can whip out the other one, pull this, and it pops off. Super, super innovative, super handy in this world now where we're seeing a lot more devices with balanced cables. So you might be using this at home with a balanced setup with something like the Dunu Honey H1. You might be using it with the balanced 4.4 there. And then you might want to go out the house, still listen to your headphones, and you might be using your phone and an adapter and just using a standard 3.5mm jack. So it negates the need for having multiple cables. So we'll take a look at the earphones themselves. And this is where Dunu have really stepped up their game. As I said before, Dunu, the thing that has let them down, and that I think the reason they don't get a lot of credit is that their headphones have not been the sexiest looking headphones. They are, by design, usually very industrial. These are a beautiful, beautiful set. Hard shell body. It is a fingerprint magnet, which is a bit of a bummer, but they do supply a small cleaning cloth for you. MMCX connector, which is set off the body there. I found these to be extremely comfortable, and they sit at sort of medium depth, which provides a lot of isolation with the width of this body in combination with the depth, and using the correct tips, it does provide a lot of isolation despite this rather large hole. I'll have to excuse the state of my hands right now because I was working on the motorcycle this morning. In terms of sound, these are a fantastic sounding headphone. This is right up there with Dunu's house sound tuning. It's a fantastic sounding earphone. It's got a really strong, nice, impactful bass that hits hard, and it works well with a wide variety of music. It works well with hip hop, EDM, orchestral, classical, jazz. Like the double bass on jazz with this is fantastic. It's a beautiful reverberation timbre, which I think is something to do in combination with this new clips driver, in combination with the very hard outer shell of the body, creating this sound space and tuning. The mid-range is lush and it's extremely detailed. And the top end is smooth and not overly done. It's got enough sparkle there that it's going to provide a rather large soundstage to this. You get soundstage from treble, but you also get this perceived soundstage, which isn't really soundstage from the sort of grand sounding openness of the mid-range and stuff. And this just has a wonderfully balanced, smooth, slightly warm, slightly lush, neutral to warm tuning to it, that just makes it work very, very well in a wide variety of use cases. I found it perfectly easy to drive from most sources. I mean, this sounded very good out of just directly at my iPhone 12 Max with the DD Hi-Fi adapter, Lightning to 2.5mm adapter. I don't think it needs too much power, but when you pair this with something like the Dunu H1, that is an incredible sounding setup, and with this little player as well, it sounds fantastic. When you pair it up with something more neutral like or slightly colder sounding like the Shanling M6, it has the lusciousness and the warmth in itself that it doesn't really require any tuning. It's a versatile earphone that works well with a variety of different sources as well as different genres. It's not overly punishing on poorly mastered files. It doesn't degrade them. In fact, if anything, it makes them sound better. Whereas a lot of earphones really punish them, punish poorly mastered files. These just work, and they just work really, really well. Now, in terms of where I would put these at, they're $700, and I think they're in that sort of $700 to $1,000 price range. They don't have the technical capability of something like a a Solaris 2 or an Andromeda. They do have the pleasing presentation of something like my favorite earphones right now, the Campfire Audio Dorado 2020. They are very similar in regards to the way they present music. I think the Dorado is the better earphone, obviously, but these are very similar to what you're getting there. In terms of something like, I think the Mezi Rise, which I have here, are Rai Penta, is it? I think they're like $1,000 or something like that, and I think these sound better. I think they're built better, and the accessories are better as well. They're a really good headphone, but there's a few headphones in that price range of $700, like the Monarchs and the S8Ps and stuff like that, which all deliver different sort of sound qualities and properties, but they're all in that price range of almost competing with the highest level of earphones. So yeah, I really like this. There's nothing I don't like about this. If I had these, I really, if I gelled with them at the price, I really wouldn't want to switch them out for anything else up to $1,000. When you get into Dorado territory, I switch over to the Dorado. Otherwise, there's plenty of earphones in this price point that are fantastic, and this sits right alongside them. So yes, by all means, it's a flagship earphone from Dunu. It's got fantastic accessories, it looks great, it's very comfortable, and the bonus is that, you know, you pay $300 or something just for this cable alone. So it's just an excellent package, excellent value package, and it's really great to see Dunu just you know, keep bringing out stuff and addressing the one area, which was the looks, where they kind of fell behind the competition. So that's going to be it for this video. I know it was a long one, but I wanted to show you the sort of unboxing, the presentation, the accessories, because it's really where Dunu go the extra mile, is giving you a complete package, and I think they've hit the nail on the head with this headphone. So highly recommended if you're in the market, this sort of price range, and you like a sort of warmer tone and lusher sound with a really impactful bass. If you're bass head or something like that, these could be an excellent all-rounder headphone for you. So thanks very much for watching, and I think we have some more reviews coming up. I think I might knock out a review of the Mezi Rise themselves, and a couple of DAPs and stuff like that coming. We already have the Detonray review up, and I think there's a Shanling review up as well. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.